Hello, YouTube viewers. BalorFan85 back here with the man with the lung full of vape juice. Kevin, I know I just kind of lost it right there. So we're back, and we're going to do probably one of the videos that I've been waiting to do because
in the world of replica titles,
it's the cream of the crop. Yeah. That actually doesn't sound bad.
By the way, for anybody who hasn't seen Dark Side of the Ring, it's a show on the life of wrestlers and everything behind the curtain. Completely throws kayfabe out the window. You should probably check it out. It's actually a really good series.
I'm gonna try to watch it tonight. I think
it's really good. But anyway, like I was saying, in the world of replica belts, you have ones that just, and I believe we are holding. In the world of replica titles, we are holding the Hope Diamond and her twin sister.
Yeah.
By the way, the Hope Diamond does have a twin sister.
They just found it.
They did.
Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and get this story down. So
I got mine first. We have the same title, obviously, but slight differences. I got my title first, and he's seen it and loved it. His wife threatened to murder me.
Okay, so we saw this at WrestleCon in New Orleans. We saw this title, and you had just started collecting, and we were telling you about the Fandu website, and we were telling you about this belt.
Once again, Fandu, you're doing it right. We love your belts. We don't get paid to say that. We recommend their belts. I have a variation of every belt you guys have. If you come out with another one, I'm going to get it. I'd love to see you guys play around with the Winged Eagle or the North American title. You know, hint, hint, maybe.
So, Mr. Chivalry right here, we told him just how much we like this belt, and I think you had just started getting into belt collecting.
They turned me onto the Fandu page, and I just.
The next thing I know, I have a screenshot on Messenger with this belt in the order confirmation form, and my wife literally probably broke a few things when she found out about it.
She was plotting my imminent demise.
So we came over here. I think. It wasn't WrestleMania. It was one of the next pay-per-views.
I want to say it was Backlash.
It could have been. And Miss BalorFan85 saw it for the first time, and not for the first time. We saw it in New Orleans, but she actually got to hold it, handle it, and she fell even more in love with it.
Getting this belt off of her shoulder,
it was hard.
I might as well have been performing surgery.
It was hard.
There was a lot of cutting and stabbing and prying and crying. And that's just what she was doing to me.
Yeah, I was going to say I was crying too. So you bought yours full price because they didn't have an imperfect sale. The next imperfect sale they had, I think it was around Christmas.
It was.
I jumped on it. It was $199. Why not? Because the quality of this belt is just that good. You've already seen this belt in our top three. This was your number one.
Nope, number two.
No, it was number one.
Nope, number two.
Number three was the UK title. Number two was the number three was the UK title. Number two was
this one.
I did my homework.
And number one was my Dome Globe.
No, Yeah, that was your number two, the Dome Globe.
I made it the number one just to take a jab at your wife.
Oh, and it worked. It worked. So I got mine for $199, and I can't find the imperfection in it at all. I've literally looked at it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and break these bad boys out. We have two different variations, but it's not a big variation. It's just stone color. So Big Shrimp Entertainment, by the way, you said you were going to shout out to them. Big Shrimp Entertainment. This is the Backlund Fandu belt.
I've got blue stones on top with clear on the bottom, and he's got blue stones all the way around.
But for the most part, it is the exact same belt. You've got the red backing with the blue strap. These belts are conversation starters. You know, you have some belts, replica belts, where people go in and they look at it and they go, "Oh, you got toys in your room? What?" These are not toys. Look at how thick. I mean, just you've seen some of the other videos with the 1 millimeter and 2 millimeters. These are at least probably 14 millimeters altogether.
We hit on this a little bit with the Andre belt. The Andre belt was built for a giant. It is built for Andre, and it's a really good belt. But you would think that that's the biggest, heaviest belt Fandu has. You would be wrong. This belt is the longest strap they have. It is the heaviest belt they have, but it doesn't have a massive center plate, but there's a lot going on, and we're going to get into that.
So I'm actually going to stand up and let you guys see this. It's the WWF Wrestling Champion.
Worldwide Wrestling Federation.
Just and look at the plates right here. I mean, the plates alone are just unbelievable. We're just going to kind of go over, and again, these are all blue stones. This is what the wife wanted. You got the blue and the clear ones,
I do.
And it looks great. Those clear stones look really great on it. We're going to go over here again. Look how thick these side plates are.
I'm a sucker for contrast, and I like the way the clear comments the gold and the blue comments the gold, and the blue goes back into the blue strap. There's nothing wrong with having the blue stones all the way around. His is still a very beautiful belt. But at the same time, I like my two different color stones.
These belts are close to 10 pounds. They fit us. Like I've got a pretty big waist. You've got a pretty big waist. Most of your replica belts I can't put on. At one time I did lose enough weight. I did, and then I gained it back because I'm a fatty. But
when it comes to Fandu, we can wear every Fandu belt with the exception of one. Shockingly, it's the one that's supposed to be the
biggest oxymoron out of the bunch. Yeah. I cannot. You're almost speechless when you see something of this beauty.
We're at we're almost at 7 minutes. We haven't even started reviewing the belt yet.
Yeah, like my mother. I went over to her house, and I'm taking some belts over there, and she doesn't care at all. I took this one over there. I just wanted to see what she had. And the first thing she did, she held her hand out. And when I put the belt in her hands, she didn't think it'd be that heavy, and her hands dropped, which almost gave me a heart attack because the belt almost went with her.
Yeah, not his mother, but the belt.
Yeah, well. Yeah. So, but she looked at it, and she was like, this is probably the best thing you've got. If you want to play with toys or whatever, or buy these things, this is a good one to have. And again, if you're watching this video, then you have an affinity for belts. They're not toys. These are collector's items. These are items I can go into my resting room and I can look and I can remember.
That might just be your imperfection.
No, I think it's just the plates.
No, look at the corner.
Oh, yeah. I think that is an imperfection. And if I wasn't looking at it, that doesn't even really bother me, to be honest. Could be maybe a little oxidation.
Maybe.
So this is
not a big flaw at all.
Apparently, I think we found the flaw. Let me see if I can put it right here. If you look.
See where mine just comes to a fine gold edge?
Just where that happened. I don't think that's a big flaw at all. I mean,
it looks like just a little paint chip.
Yeah, and it's on a corner, so it's not really that noticeable. I'm down with that. So the best thing about this title, you have one plate, one big center main plate. This is another plate all on its own. This is double stacked. You have this as double stacked, and then you have this as double stacked. So it's double stacked, but there's like 4 different plates going on there. I mean, it's crazy. And again, look how thick it is. For a Fandu, the curve isn't huge, but it is enough to be comfortable. I mean, you can't miss it. You got anything you want to say?
Yeah. Okay. So, if you've seen our review of the Winged Eagle, or what are some other belts we did that I griped about the contrast on them?
I think there was a little bit on the tag.
Yeah, there was a little bit there. Okay, so you guys know I'm a sucker for contrast and belt legibility. Now this belt has no color other than gold, aside from the stones. So right away, I was like, I'm not going to like it. There's no contrast. However, because of the definition behind these, like the candles for Israel,
the Buddha for Japan,
everything really.
I just noticed the Buddha for Japan.
Because they're all double stacked, even though they're the same color, you can tell that's an eagle. You can tell where the wing starts and stops. You can tell those are grapplers. You can tell where they start and stop.
Because the contracts, if you look, this bottom plate is all nugget. I mean, it gives you that rough effect where anything clear shows up.
So it does have contrast in that aspect. Would I like to see maybe some black paint or something like that to make it pop, like a black outline or something like that? Possibly. But at the same time, if it's not broke, don't fix it. If it was a flat belt, yes, I would probably have huge problems with it. But the contrast is there because it's three-dimensional. I like the weight. I like the strap. One thing I would like to add, you guys already know this, I like the big gold or silver tips at the end.
It's the period at the end of the sentence.
Yes. I would like to see that here. I would like to see a big gold belt buckle on it. However, like I said, this is the...
It's a Cadillac of replicas.
When I show off my belt collection and someone says, oh, well, what belts do you have? I'm like, okay, I've got the UK, I've got the heavyweight, I've got the universal, so on and so forth. And I always save this one and one other one for last. And the reason I do that is because when I say I have this or that I have the NWA Dome Globe Championship, that's normally the one that people go, no freaking way.
Mm-hmm.
And for good reason. I love this belt. Like I said earlier, it's got long strap, very comfortable to wear.
There are 7 plates on this belt.
When I did the NWA Dome Globe, well, we did the NWA Dome Globe, and we did the Andre the Giant, we talked about the flags that were on the side of it, how it represented different countries. This one doesn't have flags. However, it does have representation from different countries. Now, Canada's a little bunched up, but that is Canada. Maybe some paint in there for the contrast would really help out. But then you have the 8 candles for Israel. You have England and the lion. You have Japan and the Buddha statue. You have Italy, and you have France. They're all... it represents the different countries. It represents a world championship. Maybe a little more contrast would just send this belt to a whole nother level for me. But and keep in mind, like I said, I nitpick a lot. I really do. I have maybe 3 belts that I consider to be just 10s, solid 10s, and this is one of them. But if there was anything that I would change about it, it would be add a little more contrast and put the buckle on the end. Mm-hmm. That's what I would like to see. However, when I got this belt, I could have easily made changes to it, but I wanted the belt that when the 80-year-old wrestling fan looks at it, he goes, that's the one. He says, I remember Bob Backlund with that belt. I remember Bruno Sammartino with that belt. That's what I wanted, and I honestly believe that's what we both got.
Yeah, and just this, to me, this is a championship. When you want a championship, you want a trophy. This, you cannot get any more of a trophy than this. I mean, just again, look at that. That, to me, that is a trophy belt right there. That is something, I'd fight for this belt. I mean, it's just a beautiful
now,
piece.
Just to hit on one of the things we said earlier, because the plates are so heavy and the belt is so relaxed, this right here where my finger is, that's where it sits on the easel, because this belt will not stand up on its own, okay? But don't let that discourage you from getting it, because this will relax. As you can see, the leather isn't ripped, it isn't busted, it isn't torn, it doesn't have discoloration. It's literally just that way from the stress of the plate. And after a little bit of time goes by, it'll relax itself and it'll be right back to normal. The strap is amazing. We can literally go on and on and on about how awesome Fandu is. We love Fandu to death. They don't pay us to say this. We're not sponsored. I didn't get a check this month from them. I don't think you did either.
I'd just get a belt. That'd be fine.
Hey, I'll send you the variation one that I want. Mm-hmm. And maybe
we'll review it. We'll review the heck out of it.
Oh yeah, best review ever. I'm talking great lighting, new camera, everything. Just send us a belt.
By the way, we're working on that. Probably the next purchase I get, aside from a belt, I don't think I'm gonna get a belt. We're looking to get a new camera system. because I want that HD effect. Because sometimes I don't feel this.
We don't do these belts justice.
Gives us justice. I mean, this is just an amazing, amazing belt. This is probably, nostalgia-wise, this isn't my favorite belt because I'll be honest, I don't have any memories really of this belt. I was born in '85. I remember mainly the Winged Eagle from there up. But as soon as you see this belt, no matter if you have any nostalgic memories, anything like that, you want this belt just because, first off, the price is unbelievable.
Yes.
The quality is
unmatched.
Yeah, unmatched. I mean, you can get this belt cheaper than most of your replicas on WWE Shop.
Now, I'm going to say something that is just a fact, and it might offend some people, but hey, it is what it is. If you are that wrestling fan that started watching wrestling in 1991 and never saw anything other than Raw, this belt isn't for you. If you're that wrestling fan that swears that the most gorgeous title is one of the current Universal or World Heavyweight title, this belt isn't for you. But if you like lineage and you like where wrestling started and where it came from, on the backs of the wrestlers who started this, Bruno Sammartino, Iron Sheik, Bob Backlund, I can go on and on and on and on and on. You really want to pay homage to those guys in your collection. You really want to have something that wrestling fans everywhere. I'll put it to you this way. I took this belt to one wrestling show, and it literally jaws hit the floor when I walked in with it. I can't believe you got that belt. Where'd you get it from? I haven't seen that belt in years, and that really made me feel good about having it in my collection.
I'm going to throw another in. If you like art, that is art.
It really is.
That's not a corporate logo. You really can't even see the WWF logo unless you look hard for it. That's a trophy. I mean, it's a mantelpiece. That's something you can look back on and go, that is one of the best things I've ever bought.
I'm a huge fan of double stamp plates, but this took double stamp plates to a whole new level. It's not a double stamp plate. It's a plate on top of a plate on top of a plate on top of another plate. Yes, that's the base plate, the eagle, the crown, and the grapplers. They're all separate plates. These screws on the back all hold in a different part of it. They all hold in a different section. When you start to take them off and clean your strap or whatever the case may be, you'll notice that this belt is almost like a puzzle when you put it back together.
The only other belt I can say that for was a spinner belt, because I took my spinner belt apart to clean it one time.
I haven't taken mine apart yet.
Oh, you're in for a treat then.
Well, see, I don't really care too much to take it apart. The only thing I want to do is lock the logo to where it's permanently upside down, because I've yet to determine whether I got that belt for The Miz. Say what you want, but this is the best Miz we've ever seen. Okay? Say what you want. I don't care. Or a Punk belt.
I can see either.
Yeah. But this is definitely the holy grail of my collection. And I was supposed to go get it signed by Backlund this year. Some stuff came up, had a baby, stuff got expensive, couldn't make it, but we're definitely on track to get it signed. And I'm going to be a kid in the candy store when that happens. I love this belt. I wouldn't change anything about it other than putting the buckle on the end. I understand that wasn't really pertinent for that time period, but that'd be my way to add a little modernness to just a timeless classic.
All in all, to me, so you have the standard base replica right here, and you have the imperfect. We have finally found the imperfection, and I guess my eyes just didn't adjust to it every time I've looked for it. To me, it's not that great. It's not that bad of an imperfection.
If we didn't tell you one of these, if we told you, hey, one of these is an imperfect one, figure it out, and we stood here, we'd be here a while.
And that imperfection, I think these go for $3.99 or $4.99. This was $1.99. To me, you can't go wrong with either, because you're getting your money's worth.
I paid $500.
I thought it was $4.99. This was $1.99. I believe it was $1.99. Just that one little flaw, and it wiped out half the value. I'd recommend getting this belt.
Nope, not half the value, half the price.
Yeah,
big difference.
I'm sorry, half the price. I'd recommend getting this belt in a heartbeat, whether or not you want to wait on the imperfect sale, whether or not you want. And now, have you seen the new variations they have?
I have.
The new variations, you can get the center plate silver with the eagle gold. You can get the eagle silver with the plate gold. You can put it on a black strap. You can put it on a red strap. You can put it on any strap you want.
I might actually buy a second one on a green strap.
I don't. Oh yeah. I don't know if I'm a fan of the dual plated Backlund belt. I don't know. If
I'm thinking for my next one, and this is just I haven't told him this yet. I want to see his reaction to it the same time you guys do. I'm thinking solid gold, 4 white stones on a green strap.
I think it would work. I really think it would work.
Can you tell me whose belt that was?
Not right offhand.
Bruno Sammartino.
There you go. You can literally customize this to your heart's desire. Whether you pay $4.99, whether you pay $1.99, whether you pay $2.99, to me the quality is going to be worth it no matter what.
Bruno also held it on a red strap. I know the most commonly found one is a red strap. He briefly held the green strap. Maybe even just had it for a couple pictures or something. But he did have his hands on a green strap, and I like that it wasn't out there as long as the red strap was.
FanduBelts.com.
Thank you.
Go look.
Thank you.
Also go to Fandu's Facebook page. Again, they have raffles. You can get, I think they had an imperfect raffle where it was $9 a spot, 26 spots.
Speaking of raffles, you guys pay attention to TNT belts. Okay?
Definitely pay attention to TNT belts.
He doesn't pay us to say that either, but
Tony Tussey, you are doing it right.
Just to let you guys know, would you mind telling them how much you picked up your UK title for?
Oh, I won the UK title in a raffle with TNT Belt Trading. $16 a spot. We bought 2 spots, $32. My wife picked both numbers, and we won. $421 belt, and we got for $32.
But
you can't beat it.
That's our review of this belt. We appreciate you guys tuning in.
Like, comment, subscribe. Leave the comments down. I know this was a highly anticipated video, and I hope we did it justice for the people that wanted to see this. So leave your comments. We'll love to get back to you. We'll get Kevin a YouTube handle eventually, so he can jump in there and say what he wants, and maybe we can do our own YouTube video, YouTube show eventually. Hey, if you got a name for it, put it down there in the comments. Look forward to it. Right now, we're just Battlefan 85 and Kevin doing belt reviews. You got some ideas for names? Not two stoners talking about belts or anything. However you want to do it, man. We're or woman. We look forward to it.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right, take it easy.
See you next time.